Hey, Steph here. And I want to know, do you feel happy and satisfied with the way you spent your day today? I am just asking an open, honest question because if I'm being totally honest for myself, there were some great parts of today. And there were some other moments where I felt like something in my life needs to change. Steve Jobs, and I know in his commencement speech where he mentioned about looking at himself in the mirror every single day for over 30 years. And he would ask himself, if today was my last day to live, would I be happy with what I'm going to do today? And then if the answer was no too many days in a row, he knew something needed to change. I know at the end of the day, when I look back on my life, I want to feel like I was moving with intention and with clarity towards something that elevates me, that challenges me, and that grows me. Because I say this a lot, but I really do feel like a lot of our lives is to reach our full potential. I feel like we used up everything we did. We had love, we had connection, we showed up in a way that was authentically us, and that helped us to connect deeper with other people. I just feel like there's so much good there that comes when we challenge ourselves and when we grow ourselves. I've been thinking through 3 things on my end that I really want to focus on in order to help me up level my life, and I'm sharing them with you today in case they are helpful. So the first one is commitment. This is something I feel like I'm pretty good at committing to things and just locking in on them, but that's something I still want to even further enhance. Through our membership, through our Crayon Playbook membership, we do these quick sprints every 30 days, and those are our commitments to ourselves. And I love sticking with my commitments. Even if it doesn't go perfectly or go well, I always stick with my commitments. Right now I have this challenge to myself to post 125 YouTube videos in 125 days. And so it's my commitment. I don't question it. I don't ask myself every day, do you feel like doing it? Do you not? Like, there's no discussion. I just do it. The second one is also hugely important for me. I want to spend more time and energy on the things I have control over versus the things I don't. Now, I can't help what emotions come up or what thoughts come up in my head. I mean, they just kind of come. But whenever I have a thought that comes in my head that's not really helpful, like a complaint about somebody else or an observation about somebody else that has nothing to do with me, I just want to let it go. And for me, I'm not a big complainer, but the way this would be different from the way I currently live my life is when something happens, usually I just think it's so outrageous, I'll tell my husband. I'll just share with him. So then I re-experience those emotions again at that point. And then my husband, usually 2 or 3 days later, not years, 2 or 3 days later, he'll bring it up and be like, oh yeah, whatever happened with that person with this situation. And so then I remember, like, what was that? Oh, that's right, when this happened. And so I experienced it a third time. So even though something happened, it's like I let it live on longer than it needs to. And it takes up, mental and emotional energy that if I'm really focused on my goals and up leveling, I should be putting a lot of pretty much all my emotional and mental energy towards that and towards my loved ones. And the third thing, which I think is the most important, is the being intentional about where I'm headed. I have had the experience in the past where I've worked really, really, really hard to climb up a mountain, only to realize when I'm at the top or very close to the top, to look around and realize, oh, this is not the mountain I want. This is not where I want to go. And this has happened to me more than once in my life. And I think it happens because I like to, see a goal, commit, like I said earlier, I think good at committing, put my head down and just go for it. And I'm reminded in triathlons, when you do open water triathlons, one of the things they say between the swimmers that are really strong and competitive versus ones that add so many more meters to their race is how many times they come up and spot for the shoreline, versus how much they just put their heads down and go for it and then end up taking this longer route. And just like that, I feel like for my own self personally, I am really good about putting my head down and going. And I'm not always the best about coming up for air and spotting. Am I still going in the right direction of what I want? And so for me, I'm going to get back to morning pages, which is something I was doing consistently. It kind of fell off a little bit recently, so I'm going to get back to it. This is from The Artist's Way. And it is just, this open brainstorm every morning of a couple pages just to really get all my thoughts out. And I think for me, that plus meditation, which I love, and different things like that are really what helped me get back to myself and get back to where am I headed? Where do I want to go? Is this still aligned with my values? Does this still feel right? Not every day will make me happy. Not every day will feel great. Some days will feel like a grind. I'm okay, at least, with a day feeling like a grind, feeling exhausting, feeling like I put a ton of work in, as long as I feel like I'm moving in the right direction. So I'm curious for you, If you are going to bed at the end of your days and you're feeling really good about them, or if you are looking at your day and saying, like, this is too many days in a row that I don't feel is aligned with where I want to be. I am curious for you, what is it, one of these three, or is it something else? Do you feel like it is about honoring your commitments more? Do you feel like it is about clarity on where you're headed, having enough times of coming up and seeing and spotting if you're going in the right direction? Or do you feel like it's about focusing more of your time and energy on your goals versus on other things? Let me know in the comments below. Like I said, this is my challenge to myself, to post 125 YouTube videos in 125 days, but I do want them to be valuable to you and where you're headed. So let me know in the comments below if there's anything you want me to touch upon moving forward, as we have a lot of time. All right, I will see you tomorrow for another video. Talk soon. Bye.